Hello, thank you for returning to my channel today. I'm going to be talking about the world reserve currency system and how the dollar is pretty much done. Usually global reserve currencies last around 100 years, give or take 20 years. The longest reserves currency was Spain at 110 years, and this was in 1530 to 1640. Now, the United States dollar has been the reserve status for 94 years. Prior to United States was Britain. Their pound was around for 105 years, from 1815 to 1920. Now, if we want to go by cycles and our history in the past, this tells us that we only have about 5 to 10 years left and we're done. Now, who's going to take that status? I do believe China is the ones to take that status. Now, how can we tell this? Let's go ahead and look at some charts that tell us the trade between United States and China. Now, this dates back to 1986 or 1985. Yes, 1985. Now, back in 85, we were relatively even in trade with China. We were exporting $3,855 from to China, but we're importing from China $3,861. This is pretty much equal, right? Oh, big wow! We had a $6 deficit back then. Well, what happened the very next year? Our deficit increased. Now, this could be 6,000 right here actually, and this could be billions even. I could be wrong on that because Trump is saying we are $500 billion in deficit with China. And so if you look up top here, it says for 2017, it says $505 million that imported from China, but Trump is saying we have a deficit of $500 billion with China. Okay, so this could be actually another zero here. So anybody know anything about that? I'd love to hear something in the comments. But whatever it is, they definitely do have the upper hand on us in trade. You can see from 2017 last year, they had more than 3 times the amount of goods that were imported from China versus the amount that we sent to them. Okay, now what happened in 1999? I just said they were 3 times the amount of goods that they sent to us. In 99, let's go check that out. They were more than 6 times the amount of goods that we sent to them, they sent to us. Okay. Now remember when they said let's party like it's 1999, right? Look at this. 81,788,000 is what they sent to us. Only 13,111,000 is what we sent to them. Okay, so yeah, that's just completely crazy. That's 6 times the amount of goods. This is why I do believe, one of the reasons why I believe that China is going to take over as a reserve currency status, because they are dominating in trades all across the world. And not only that, they've built they have built the One Belt Road with the Middle East, and not only that, they have made the Petro Yuan, which is basically like the petrodollar. And a lot of countries have stopped using the dollar and started using the Petro Yuan this year. So I definitely see that happening. Coupled with the trade war, we could see that happening much sooner. Okay, so what else is going on? I showed you this already, how dollar reserve currencies only last usually roughly 100 years, give or take 20 years. Now, mainstream media wants to tell us that everything is fine in markets, right? Well, if that was the case, wouldn't home sales be going up? Wouldn't houses affordability be good? Well, what's actually happening is the pricing is going up in houses. Okay, they have some of the most expensive houses in America today, and millennials cannot afford a house. especially if you have a minimum wage job. You need to work two minimum wage full-time jobs to be able to afford just a two-bedroom apartment, okay, for rent. That's what they're saying right now. Okay, why is this? Because the dollar is dying. We are at its last leg. Also, interest rates have bounced up. Okay, and they're expected, the Federal Reserve, to raise interest rates a few more times this year and definitely next year. And we have seen, ever since they've raised interest rates, we've seen the prices for borrowing money go up. Okay, let's see, it says right here, and perhaps explaining why sales are dropping, media home price rose 4.9% year after year to a new record high, 2064 or $264,000 for a medium home price. Okay, who has a price for range for that now? My grandfather bought his 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house for 120,000 in 2008 with a half acre in the back. Today that same house that was worth 120 G's is now worth 290 G's only 10 years later. This tells you in the 10 years that Obama was in office, we went from 10 trillion to 20 trillion. That devalued the currency coupled with inflation. Now we have raising interest rates. Our currency is basically dead. Okay, nobody can afford a $264,000 house that makes around $10 to $15 an hour. It's just not gonna happen unless you work 80 to 120 hours a week. Good luck. Okay, what else are we seeing happening in our economy? Now, coupled with existing home sales slump because of the price surge, we do have total vehicle sales slumping as well. Higher interest rates mean it's a lot more money to borrow money, meaning people don't have the money to go and buy vehicles or cars or anything else that cost credit wise, okay? Because our credit is going down. We're not allowed to have credit like we had been in the past. Um, and I should know this. I work, or I own my own business doing windshield repair, and I have around 15 car lots in California, Central California. And I'm not going to say the city right now, but somewhere in Central California. And anyway, all these car lots, ever since the last couple years, since interest rates have been going up, we have been seeing a slump in car sales, and they are just stacked with cars, full stock on these lots, and we'd see the same cars there month after month, and that's because interest rates are rising and people can't afford these things. Okay, coupled with the dollar dropping, our trade overseas is there's tariffs everywhere, and so this is definitely going to speed up the global reserve currency status being finished. Okay, I hope you gained something out of coming here today. I do believe I have one more thing to show you. Um, Fiat currency. Okay, fiat currency is important to mention because this is the tool that allows bankers and politicians to line their pockets and steal from their people. This is what's been happening ever since 1913. Devalued our currency. It was worth $1 in 1913, and now it's worth below 4 cents. Okay, as of the last report put out by the Fed. Strategies for the future. What should you do? Gold's always been a good source of value. Silver has always kept its value as well. However, silver is a little bit more bulky. I do believe we're going into a digital-based currency system. Okay, so why do I say this? Well, coupled with Satoshi Nakamoto's paper that came out, we have a white paper by the NSA, came out in 1996. National Security Agency, which is from the United States of America, supposed to look out for our security. However, we all know about the NSA spying on American citizens through televisions like Samsung and other things like that. But they are also the ones that covertly made cryptocurrency. And you can go and check that out in their white paper. I'll go ahead and leave a link below. Thanks a lot for coming to my channel. Please like and subscribe. I'll leave a link below if you would like to donate. I'll leave some more truth videos coming out tomorrow. You have a great day.